In Mario Kart, you have what is considered road hazards. And these road hazards can vary from the chain chomp, the big thing that goes, or the Piranha Plants that are legitimately, they're after you. They go, and then you also have swamps and the Goombahs that are huge. And they're just kind of chilling and doing their own thing. These road hazards are things that keep you from your end goal in Mario Kart of being first place. Today on Geek Devotions, we're talking about how you can avoid road hazards in your walk with God. Hello and welcome to Geek Devotions, the show from devoted geeks who are devoted to letting people know that they are loved. I am Celeste and we are so glad that you have hit play today. Do us a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and if you don't watch past this point, hey, you're loved. You're cared for. There's a plan and a purpose for your life. We are in the middle of Mario Kart madness all month long. We are doing devotions based on Mario Kart as a way to promote a new curriculum that Dallas and I have created. This devotion is a small portion of a lesson from that devotion. So if you want to lead a small group, you're a youth pastor, go ahead and check out the coffee. Is it coffee or Ko-fi? I don't know. But check it out where you can go and find that. Okay guys, let's get into the devotion. Like we said in the intro, road hazards are a thing in Mario Kart. They're everywhere. And just like in Mario Kart, there are things that can be considered road hazards to you as you run the race that God has put you on. Some things like either chompers or piranhas that are actively seeking to knock you out, and that also includes things from other players, the NPCs or physical players. I've heard about friendships being destroyed over blue shells. But then you also just have road hazards that are just doing their thing. They're just there. They're chilling, like the thwomps and the Goombahs. The Goomba is not coming after you. He's just trying to cross the road with his giant Goomba self. And in life, there are road hazards, and some of them are maliciously coming after you, and some of them are just there. They're not coming after you. They're just there and potentially hazardous for you as a Christian. Now let's look into two things that we can do to help us prevent road hazards, and maybe not prevent road hazards, but avoid them without leaving the course. One, we need to communicate with God. We need to pray, talk to God on a regular basis, and allow yourself to have times of quiet where you're not talking, but you're listening, because that is just as important as praying, because a conversation is a two-way street. So if you're having a conversation with God, you need to sit and be still and listen. God's not watching your YouTube video. He wants to have a conversation with you and have input in your life. Now, this is legitimately something I struggle with because my brain needs no outside stimuli to get distracted. It doesn't. I can sit in total silence and my brain will go chase down a squirrel. This is something I struggle with, but it's something I work on because I know that it is something I need to do. And number two is this: communicate with others. We talked last week some about community, how we need to have community. You have to have fellow believers around you to help avoid road hazards, to help you avoid the things that could potentially cause you to go off course. And sometimes that's older believers, sometimes that's younger believers who've had different things happen to them. Psalms 15:22 says this: "Without counsel, plans fail, but with many advisors, they succeed." You have to have input from others. You can't do this by yourself. Now, Dallas and I have said this before, that you can't just share your business with everybody. So be intentional about who you allow to speak into your life, but also don't use that as an excuse to not trust anybody. There are believers, there are Christians who have the will of God at heart. They want what's best for you, and they want what God has for you in your life. And so as a result, they're going to give you prayerful, thoughtful advice when you're dealing with something. And that's the two things to help you avoid pitfalls. Now, we're not saying that it's not going to happen, Not saying that road hazards aren't going to just pop up out of the way and cause you issues, but if you're doing those things, you have a way to better navigate what's happening. You have the parachute to help you get across a jump that doesn't have a road. You have the capability to swerve and avoid things. You have the ability to do what you need to do to stay on the track. Okay, guys, that was your devotion for the week. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the things. Check out our website. Check out the curriculum that Dallas and I created. We worked really hard on it. We did it with our students. They really enjoyed it. And maybe you have a small group you want to do, and this is a perfect curriculum for that. So check it out in the links below. I want to give a big shout out to our patrons who enable us to do these things. They help us to do what we need to do for Geek Devotions. They're awesome people, and for as little as $1 a month, you can be one of those people. Now, also, be praying for Dallas and I, because as of the recording of this, we are about to leave for camp. By the time you see this, we'll have come back from camp, and we will be tired. We're taking our youth group to student camp, and we're so excited. Obviously, we're Team Yellow, because I don't normally wear this much yellow, but we're so excited. We'll let y'all know in our communities how that went. Okay, guys, it's now time for the question of the week. Question of the week is this: what is a road hazard that always gets you? What is something that just exists or pops up and chomps at you that always throws you a little bit off course? It could be in Mario, or it could be in real life. In Mario, I am bad about dodging the thwompers, the big rocks that go. I'm terrible at avoiding those because I'm not looking at them. I'm looking at the road and avoiding other players, especially the NPCs, because they are savage. I'm not looking at the sky. So that's the thing for me. Okay, guys, well, with all that being said, stay devoted. Peace and love.